In today's video, we're going to do an experiment with decomposition. Okay, this is a little bit of a time machine moment. This is back a couple weeks. It's actually the day that I butchered the male ducks. In this video, we're gonna do a little bit of a science experiment. So, if you look in here, those are the guts from the duck butchering. All the entrails, the gross stuff, blood, all the stuff you don't want. I brought it here to the far part of our property. We're, I don't know, maybe almost 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile almost away from where the farm part of our property actually is. And we're gonna do an experiment. Also, as an added bonus, a friend of mine who's a farmer down the road, and he was helping me out this morning with the butchering of the ducks, he actually caught 2 raccoons who were eating his chickens the other night, and so he brought their carcasses down here as well. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna leave these here. Now, the part of the experiment where this gets interesting is I've set up some trail cameras. So there's one here, there's one here, then I've got one right there. I'm gonna let these run for a couple of weeks and see what this attracts. I would love it if some guy came stumbling on the back of our property and came across this scene. They would be like some sort of crime scene investigator trying to figure out what's going on. And I think they would really struggle with the narrative. I'm gonna leave this like this for, I don't know, a week, 2, maybe even 3 weeks. I'll be curious to see what the trail cameras pick up, as well as see what the remains look like. But rather than make you guys have to wait that time, let's go right to it. So I just got a text message from my buddy Zach, the farmer down the road. He's the one who dropped off the raccoons yesterday morning. Well, he's still having a predator problem at his farm, and so he's asked me to loan him one of my trail cameras. So even though I wasn't planning to go back up to the scene of the crime there, I'm gonna run up and grab the camera for him. And I guess I'll use it as an opportunity to see what 24 hours sitting out like that will do to a couple dead animals and a bunch of dead animal parts. Well, here we are back at the scene of the crime. Whew. It stinks. It's pretty gosh darn disgusting. Whew. It's funny, I was expecting some of this to just be completely gone. When the ducks were dying this summer and I would throw a carcass out back here, it seemed like they would just disappear the very next day. So I was expecting the raccoons to be gone, but I don't know. Nobody seemed to eat them. The raccoons look pretty much completely untouched. The remnants from the ducks have turned black and are disgusting and are crawling with flies. Pretty foul. But let's see what's on the video. It's really hard to do this one-handed. Okay, so it's about 3 weeks later now, and I'm checking back in on our pile of death. Unfortunately, I forgot to change the batteries on my trail cameras over there. There. And I did not capture any time lapse since the last time I checked in. But if you look at what the scene is here right now, it's pretty incredible. So here we have one of the raccoons, and here's the other. And there's the pile of feathers. It's a pretty grisly scene. I mean, they have completely decayed in at this point. Wow, look at that. Those teeth look fierce, huh? Arrgh. Look, you can kind of see like almost a hole where probably the maggots or whatever was eating these guys from the inside out went through. Look at that. That's just disgusting. It is rather incredible when you think about just how quickly these guys decayed, because let's see, I put them out here, it was, I think like the 8th. So I put these guys out here, I think it was on the 8th, and today's October 27th. And wow, that was quick. It doesn't take long when out in nature for something like that to decay. But let's just take this a little bit further and see what this looks like in another week or two. It's another week later, and I'm checking on the raccoons. They really seem to rotted down even more than they did last time. It's actually pretty incredible how quickly, just in like 1 week's time, they've really decayed. You can see that the mess of bird feathers is spread basically all over the place. And I've also noticed that the raccoons have been moved. So I don't quite know who moved them or who actually moved them. But they're clearly not where they were before. So I don't know. It's probably a decent sized animal to actually move them that far apart. So I don't know if that's coyote maybe, or a bear, or maybe a human, I don't know. But definitely something or someone moved them. It'll be interesting to see on the trail cameras. So there you have it. A bunch of duck guts, which are completely gone now at this point, other than some stray feathers. You can't really see much. And 2 dead raccoons, and seeing what, I don't know, just a little bit shy of a month's worth of decay does to them. It's fairly remarkable. I feel like this whole thing has been part science project and part sort of spiritual payback. I'm so cautious with our farm regarding predators and worrying about predators and the impact that they might have, that it feels good to at least throw something back here as like a sort of sacrifice of sorts. And so that's what we got. But let's see what's on the trail cameras.